Hello my friends and welcome back to Minecraft Minecolonies Byzantine. This episode we're going to try and tackle the big three resource generators of the mod pack. And it's going to be the farm, the mine, and the forester. We'll be able to get trees, crops, and precious ores, hopefully by the end of this episode. But before we get going, maybe a bit of a refresher. Let's have a fly around the colony and I can show you basically everything that's happened so far. We've got a big old place now and I feel like, a recap is about in order. So as we swoop into the colony via the river, you can see here we have our warehouse on the very edge. And this is the harbour style warehouse, which has got 2 couriers in at the moment. Pretty cool. Got a guard tower here. Most of our guard towers now are level 3. And we've got loads and loads of space for guards, so we don't need too many more of those. Now as we swoop on through the center here of the 2 builders' huts, the front one is level 4, but the back one, Jay's, is still level 3. So we're going to need to get him up in the levels as well. We'll need some nether quartz bricks for that. Our town hall is currently level 2, there's room for it to be level 3, and I really do want to start getting these buildings up so that as much of them as possible is these beige and cream bricks and not wood. Because that's the more Byzantine style. Now as we come out through the front entrance, you've got the avenues here with these lovely royal roses, a classic of Byzantine or Byzantine decoration, sure. Then next to the town hall we have the restaurant, which is where our colonists are coming for food, and old Jade Slunter here is catching some fish. That's our primary source of food at the moment, and it's doing our colonists just fine right now. We've got some space up here on the terrace for some buildings later on. I'm not quite sure what to put there. If you've got any suggestions, drop them in the comments section. And then these massive Theodosian walls. They really are one of the crowning jewels of the Byzantine style pack. And I love them. We're going to be repeating these walls in other locations around the edge of the colony, but we haven't yet defined our borders. So we'll wait with that. We're also going to trim up this area as well, maybe get rid of that island in the middle, and add some roads so that our guards can actually get to their guard towers. Now as we come over to the tavern, this is still level 1. However, getting this to level 2 is going to take some real spicy materials. I think prismarine is one of the things we need to get this building up to level 2. So we'll have to wait for that. But luckily we fixed our colonists' problems, and now we have all of the Patreon and YouTube member names appearing in here. So you guys are going to be in the colony lickety-split. Now, as we leave the tavern, we swoop on past our plaza, purely decoration, and the bridge as well that crosses the river, again from the Byzantine style pack, looks amazing. 2 more guard towers here on the river, and our supply ship. This is basically our player house for the time being, and we've got some botany hopper pots and lots of storage below deck. It served as a pretty sweet home base to begin with. But as we come here through the more Byzantinian gardens, looking lovely by the way, we have the cistern, and this serves as our actual player house that we're going to be moving into from the supply ship. I'm pretty excited to do that, and I think what we're going to do is put a computer system down there so we can neatly order all of our gear and inventory. We might also put some weird machines from Create and things over there to make our lives easier. Okay, and now some of the bigger builds of the colony. We have the Insulae. Now this is a modular style residence from the Byzantine pack that adds loads and loads and loads of player housing and guard capacity. It's really, really, really cool, and if you're playing through the Byzantine pack, you definitely want to be building these Insulae. They're really cool and really easy to put together. Now the university over here, oh man, a big build, and we can see Jay is still hard at work getting this up to level 2, because we need this at level 2 so we can get 50 dudes into the colony. We're locked at 25 at the moment. Now a lot of these really big retaining walls, they're also a major feature of the Byzantine pack, and they make this city look great. We've got the hospital here on the hillside. Still level 1, I'd like that to be level 2. So that it looks more in keeping with those retaining walls. And let's swoop out, and there you go. That's a big old view of the colony, everything so far. It's looking really, really, really sweet. And all of this is super achievable for you guys at home if you want to follow along. However, be prepared to gather loads of materials. Now, as for future expansion, this area behind the university and the insulae, we're going to dedicate to farming, so all of the crops and animal farming over there. And this area next to the warehouse is where we're going to get industrial. This is where we're going to have things like the stonemason, the blacksmith, the smeltery, and things like that. But yeah, looking pretty sweet so far. Let's jump in. So welcome back to the boat. Okay, so we're focusing on, like I said, the big three. Jay is still working on the university. We'll go and see what's going on with him after we've done this, but I want to build these buildings first. These are available without any research at all, so it's pretty simple and easy to do. And again, because these are very early recipes, they're super easy to build. We're going to need wood, we're going to need the builder's tool, and we're going to need a hoe, a pickaxe, and an axe. Okay, super simple, man. Yeah, okay. Where's the wood at then? Got some logs up here. That should do. And we're only going to need one of these buildings to start with, so let's just make a whole bunch of this stuff. Put the axe there for the forester's hut. Bam. Put the wooden pickaxe there for the mine, and the wooden hoe for the farm. And bam, as simple as that, we've got three of the most important buildings in Minecolony. Gonna move this mahogany sapling off my bar. It's there because mahogany is, of course, why wouldn't it be, our tree of choice around the colony, and you can see it decorating everywhere. It's a really cool looking tree. I love it. And also, the finest quality wood. Great for doors. So okay, with our philosophy in place, we're gonna have the forester and the farm over on the left, and we're going to put the mine over here in the industrial bit on the right. So what are we going to build first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's work on the mine. So I fixed the water around the edge, and I finished up these walls for the time being. This is because our children were just running into the river and drowning. Turns out they're not great swimmers. But that's a-okay, we've got their backs. So, what does the mine look like? Exciting times, the moment of truth. Yeah, I reckon we can go inside the warehouse and look out from one of these windows. Here we go. Oh, can we just... Yeah, let's just break this. We can put it back, don't worry. There we go, like we were never here. Alright, and this is a perfect view. Oh my god! Oh, guys, I can smell a create contraption coming up. Oops, that's a bit tricky to see with. So, feast your eyes on the mine. This thing looks incredible, and look at that giant wheel. What we're going to do is we're going to use a create contraption to make it look like this is spinning. That's going to be a great choice. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. And we'll give the level 5 a bit of a spin. Get a nice look at that. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to place it with level 5 in mind, just because that's a nice place to, you know, aim for. And where are we going to put this? We're going to run out of space over here in the industrial, quote-unquote, area of the colony very quickly if we're not careful. We might actually have to dig a little bit into this mountain. We can handle that with retaining walls though, no sweat. Now, when building a mine, it's pretty important to put this in the lowest part of your colony. There's no way we should put a mine on the hilltops over here, or even raised up, because the mine's going to dig down a little bit and then dig sideways, and if you put it too high up, you're going to have mine segments just coming out into the sky. It's going to look ridiculous. So, oh my god, those gold blocks, very fancy. So I reckon here is a good place. Let's just line it up with the avenue here. We're going to have to transition from avenue to road, because we don't have the room out here to continue the avenue. It's a really big beast. Are we happy with that? Are we happy? You happy? We all happy? No, I don't know. I think we have to lower that down one more. Yeah, it's got to go down one more. We're going to need to do a lot of digging, but that's a-okay. And yeah, how does this cut into the mountain? Not too much? Oh no, that's totally fine. Well, okay, drop it down to level 1, and I reckon this is the spot. Bada boom, bada bing, let me begin. Now, oh god, I forgot to look at where the red block was. Luckily enough, I've got cod, and I can ultimine. Honestly, you can try and build tools to dig out dirt, but because of the way ultimine works, it's honestly much better just to have a food just to have food on your bar and just to use your fists because, you know, you'll go through tools so quickly if you do it like that. There we go. Get rid of this bit of dirt. Come on, where is this block? God, but where is this hut? This thing is harder to pin down than Jabba himself. Okay. And I imagine he's quite hard to pin, especially in a wrestling sense because he's so big. Anyway. Keep on looking. Aha! There it is. We found it. The mine. Might as well clear out a bit more of this dirt because, you know, help the builder out. He's a bro and he needs a friend. And there we go. Okay, so I think we can probably get Nikki on this. Jay's going to be on the university for a bit of a time. And what are the materials? It's just wood. Just wood. We've got loads of this on the ship. Not a problem. Oh man. Now, I don't mind cooked cod in Minecraft. And actually, as fish go, cod is pretty good. But I'm not usually a fan of cooked fish. What do you think, Uncle Baldelli? One of the survivors of the great Constantinople river apocalypse? Oh, the flood of 62. Anyway, Nikki, what you doing? Oh, whoops, I gave you some fish. And on her work orders, okay, she's upgrading a couple of guard towers. That can wait, Nikki. That can honestly wait. The mine is the pressing concern, and I'm going to go over to the ship, get some wood, and we can check out this build. So unlike other buildings, the mine has a lot of ground underneath it that needs to be prepared. So even if you dig the surface out and clear a path for your builder, they're still going to have to pickaxe into that stone to get the mine ready to build. So do be aware of that, and if you want to jump in, certainly helping them out to dig out this stone is a great idea. In fact, where is that eagle when you need him? Surely he should be here. I guess we didn't ask him to help, so he's probably still at the tavern drinking. Ugh, typical eagle, always drinking ale. I mean, they drink beer, right? Is that a thing? Well, it looks like there's no help for Nikki. Luckily enough, she's got a pickaxe and is eager to work. Now, I really love the big wooden wheel that is part of this mine, and what I'm gonna do is go in for a bit of decoration, add a create mechanical bearing that's gonna let that wheel spin, and it's not gonna really have any purpose for the build, but what it is gonna do is look really frickin' cool. Sounds pretty cool to me. The higher the mine's level, the deeper they can go. And even if the miner doesn't actually find specifically the blocks when they're digging, there is a chance for them to find a random ore every time they dig a block. But if you don't keep tabs on your miner, they will dig loads and loads and loads. In previous Minecolonies playthroughs, my miners have dug absolutely massive labyrinths. And sometimes they've dug too deep and uncovered secrets they perhaps shouldn't have. But this thing is looking frickin' amazing. Let's get in here and see if we can recruit a miner. Okay, so level 1 looking pretty good. Now, we don't really have the time or materials to go to level 2 just yet, because we've got a lot on our plate if we want to build the forester over here and the farm as well in this episode. But also, man, look at this. I love this sunken area here. This is a really cool build. Pretty frickin' sweet. There's a rack space over here. Oh man, yeah, it's a really nice build. We've got the hut over here, and let's take a look. Can we actually hire a miner? And yeah, looks like a lot of these kids have grown up, and there's some pretty cool stats here. Oh yeah, look at this guy, a warfish haltermane. Looks pretty perfect for the job. Hopefully he can repurpose those flippers and put them to good use over here on the mine. Now let's see what the medieval miner looks like. If you put on the... oh. Did you just put on some glasses?
Okay.
Oh, of course, he needs a pickaxe, but that shouldn't be a problem. But okay, yeah, a very cool looking miner dude. Next up, it's over the river to put down one of the farms. Now, I think we'll go for the farm first because we need to plan accordingly with the farm. We're going to want 5 fields eventually attached to it, and we might even want a second farm, but that's for down the line. But there's a lot of area to clear out over here, so we do have our work cut out for us. Now, I reckon we'll have a road that goes along here and close to the retaining wall, so we don't want to build too close to this. But yeah, over here where the trees begin actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, this also looks pretty cool at level 1, and of course, like any good farm, it comes with its own field at level 1. Pretty cool. And then as you go up in the levels, wait, what? Here we go. And then as you go up in the levels, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, and a level 5 farm looking very spicy. Very on brand with that kind of white and cream brick feel of the colony. Yeah, and I think this is great. So what we can do is we can put the farm here and then potentially have the fields over on this side of things next to the wall with a road in between. I think that'll look pretty cool, and it means we don't have to clear out too much right now, because I really want to get this farm up and running. And the materials again, it's just wood. We will need a field, and I'm glad I got those vines from the jungle, because there's a whole load of those, but other than that, very simple. Likewise, hay bales from the barn, gonna come in very handy. But get on over here, Nikki, and get building this. So I'm going to clear out the land, go and fill her up with materials, and get her started. Now, she's going to have some trouble doing this, because the builder's hut is really far away. And again, it's a reminder that I think we need another way to cross that river, either over it or perhaps under it. So bye-bye trees, don't hate me Lorax, they've got to go. Sorry. Oh, what's that in the tree? Is that a beehive? Oh, nice, an oak nest. Maybe hold on to that for later, because we might need a beekeeper's hut, and this is the perfect area for it, isn't it? So I'm going to go hook up Nikki, and then let's watch the farm get built. Number 2 of our 3 building episode. Okay, so while Nikki is over there building the farm, or rather clearing the area, let's take a look into her builder's hut. So basically level 4 has unlocked recipe mode and construction strategy. And these are 2 things that can modify and speed up your builder. Construction strategy is the way that they build the building. So you can have them build from like the top down, etc. Pretty exciting, and it will speed up certain builds, but both of these are locked behind research. Now, when I was building the mine, I heard fireworks in the background, and it looks like the university has been upgraded to level 2. That's really exciting, so let's go over there, queue up a couple of researches, and hire a researcher. Oh yeah, bam-a-lam, money in the bank. University level 2. So check out what the university looks like now. It's got a whole bunch of cream bricks and regular bricks. It's looking a lot more like a real Byzantine building. Now we've recruited another researcher. Where has he gone? Come over here. I got him just a minute ago, but he's already run off. Where are you? That's Tuppy. Where is he? Wait a minute, books and quills. No, these aren't secret hidden knowledge, so there's nothing in there. There he is, the man, the legend, Rogue Salazar. So basically we hired Rogue Salazar because, well, his name is very Hogwartsy, right? Salazar Slytherin. And maybe he can help us deal with all of these rampant children that are running around the university. Maybe he can, like, I don't know, summon a basilisk and have him turn them to stone. Because all these kids wandering around the colony are a menace. But they're also the future, so I don't know. Anyway, the research we've picked is Outpost. It's well underway already, and this will get us to 50 max citizens in the colony. At the moment, we're locked at 25, and that really sucks. Also, we're researching rails, because that's a really good way for colonists to get around, and given the size of our Byzantine colony, we really need a way to get workers around quickly. But also, and can I make this jump? Oh, it's a big one. Oh yeah, nice. And also, instead of having like a massive bridge like we have over there, I was thinking we could have a railway bridge that goes over here, just a small one. And that'd be a great way to get colonists across to this side of the river much, much quicker. But also, underneath the avenues, we can fill those sewer systems with rails as well, as a more discreet way for our colonists to zip around the colony. So rails are going to be very exciting too. But yeah, that's the university, level 2, and the research well underway. Level 2 research takes a little bit longer though, like about an hour. So maybe once this build is finished, we'll be ready to do some more. Who knows? But until then, we have a farm build to watch. So let's check it out. Now, as I'd hoped, Nikki has cleared out this land while we were messing around with the builder's hut, getting the materials, and screwing around with the university. So she's ready to build. Amazing. Now, level 1 buildings in the Byzantine pack are a cut above level 1 buildings in other packs. They're all going to take a bit more materials. It's still going to be mostly wood, but they're not going to be as simple as a pack like, let's say, medieval or even colonial. But it's well worth the investment. So, amazing. Let's check out inside and then get onto the forester. Okay, so the farm is built, and I got a bit nervous actually because there was a lot of like empty space over here that I wasn't sure what was going to go on there, but it looks like they've added leaves and water here, so that's what that was. Also, I love the fact that there's crop space over here, so we could manually put in some seeds of our own just to spicing up the area. In fact, let's do that now. I've got some black beans, some soy seeds, all the goodness. Yeah, get these going on. Now we've also hired Kanan Bigglesworth's son because he was the best farmer for the job, according to stats. And also, regrettably, check this out, Uncle Baldelli drowned. That tearaway little child got caught in the river. Anyway, it feels like the river in the middle of Constantinople really is like a trial by fire for the new children born in our colony. Basically, if you want to be tough enough to survive the city, you have to survive the river. And if you're a kid and you drown, well, that's just the breaks. Anyway, let's get away from these morbid thoughts and come over here and look at this. So basically, I've put down the final forester's hut over here. Jay is hard at work clearing the area, and it looks pretty cool. And to give you a taste of what it's going to look like, we're going to slip on the builder's goggles, and there we go. It's the first simple build that I've seen from the Byzantine pack, apart from maybe the builder's hut. And I think that's because, really, this is kind of the first thing you're supposed to build because it's the best way to get all of the wood you need. Luckily enough, we had botany hopper pots, so we didn't have that woe, but it's a very simple build, definitely something you should build very early on. Anyway, let's leave Jay to the build and watch this thing go up. So work begins on the Forester's Hut, the final build for the episode. It's been really good to get 3 of the very most important resource gathering buildings up this episode. And it's a super simple build, so even though Jay is taking a long time to get across the river, it shouldn't take too long to get built. Now we haven't yet configured the mine, the farm, and we probably won't configure the forester yet either, because they're a little bit complex. The mine specifically is complex because we need a reliable way to get the miner all of the framework and support structure they need to do the mining. It's a lot of wood, and realistically you can't really do it without a carpenter. Likewise, we don't really know what kind of seeds we want to grow yet, so if you've got any suggestions about what kind of seeds you want our farmer to grow for food, like maybe it was something that was classically Byzantine, let me know in the comment section what crop you think it should be, and I will heart and like the comment. And with the Forester's Hut, you have to kind of mess around by giving it an area to dig trees specifically. So amazing, here it is, the level 1 Forester's Hut. Very, very, very simple, probably one of the first builds you should do. And yet here we are building it after the hospital and the warehouse. It's insane. But let's recruit our first lumberjack. Now the question is, what does a medieval lumberjack look like? Well, it looks like Derpius Bits. That's who it looks like, so we'll get him over here. Oh my god. Oh wow. I love the beard and mustache. That is fantastic. I can relate to this guy. Oh yeah. And I love the feather in his hat. Fantastic. So there we are, my dudes. Thank you for watching this episode of Minecolonies Byzantine. We have a scarecrow now. Fingers crossed this guy isn't going to come to life and vanish and then terrorize us across several Minecraft series throughout the decade. Anyway, make sure you put in the comment section what crop you think we should be growing. And there is a world of choice in all the mods 9. So whatever you can think of, it's probably in here. Next episode, I'm so far planning it to be a bit more chill out. Less about the building, more about slowing down, because I'm really running out of materials now, especially for beige bricks and the diorite for these retaining walls. I'm kind of running dry, so I'm going to have to do a big run to gather loads and loads of those. But it might be a good time for us to build a computer system, or at least some kind of storage, and to jazz up our player house under the cistern. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and ding the bell so you get notifications about more videos. A massive thank you to all of my dudes who are Patreon members and YouTube members. And until next time, take care.